To me, espresso is more than just great coffee. It's about beauty and art. When I got into the espresso game, I decided my first machine was going to be a La Pavoni. Everybody has a different routine on how to pull a shot. Let me show you mine. Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to Extraction Hacker. On this channel, we talk about all things coffee. If you're into that, hit subscribe. Today, we're going to talk about my La Pavoni. Now this is a beautiful machine. It's the Milano Expo 2015 version. So I'm super fortunate to have it. It's the professional model, 1.6 liters. So it has a big boiler so you can have friends over and pull shots. I usually don't steam milk, so we're not going to do that in this video. I'll have another video for that. I'm just going to show you my quirky routine on how I pull a shot. So if you're into La Pavoni, if you've seen a La Pavoni, if you have a friend who has a La Pavoni, we all just have weird routines. And it's always interesting to see everybody's routine. I'm going to show you mine. Mine extends a little bit more than just the La Pavoni. I've actually modified my grinder a little bit to single dose specifically for my La Pavoni. So I use this Rancilio Rocky, the venerable Rancilio Rocky. A lot of people don't like it. I've had it for a long time, and I pair it with my La Pavoni. I use other grinders for other things, but this is my La Pavoni grinder. A lot of people don't think that you can get a good La Pavoni pull off of a Rocky, but I have a couple of tweaks on here that I'm going to show you. So the dosing that I go with is I use 15 grams of coffee, and today I'm going to use Big Truck Organic from Olympia, a local coffee roaster, and this is a delicious espresso blend, and they use it in their cafes. I'm going to use that today. It's going to be 15 grams of Big Truck, and what I'm going to shoot for, with manual espresso, you get the feel for the pressure, and you know when things are right, and you know when things are wrong. So in the beginning, when I was learning how to, and it took me bags and bags of coffee to get a good pull out of this. But now that I know my machine, I know my pressure, I usually don't use a scale. So I'll try to remember to use the scale as I go through my routine. But we're going to start with 15 grams of coffee, and we're going to try for 15 grams in, 37 and a half out. So that's basically my ratio, so 1 to 2.5. So let's get going. So I have 15 grams of coffee here. And first what I like to do, before I even get to the grinder, is I like to heat up the group head, because there is water that's just sitting around the group head before you bring the piston up. So that's a little bit cooler water. So I bring a little bit of heat from the boiler, and then I bleed off any false pressure that's sitting on the top of the boiler until that sounds like it's boiling a little bit. That also heats up my portafilter. And my La Pavoni came with, looks like I got some residual grinds in there. I'm going to take those out. My La Pavoni came with a bottomless portafilter. And again, these are custom handles, but this portafilter came with my La Pavoni. So I just like the bottomless portafilter to diagnose shot issues. And when I was first learning how to pull shots with the La Pavoni, this was invaluable. So I take out the basket, and I put this guy back in here, and then I do all of my puck prep just in the basket. And this is the double basket. It's not an IMS, it's just the stock one that came, which probably comes from IMS anyway. So what I do is I have a dosing funnel that I just cut off the bottom from a World Market funnel. That's it. So hack number one. So I put that in the basket. Let's just get this tared out. 15 grams of coffee. And then I pour this into the Rocky. So this bellows idea I got from Chiato. So most of the Chiato line has the bellows. So I found this bellows. It was from something I had in the cupboard, and it fits perfectly on top of the Rocky. And what I use this for is single dosing. So after I grind the coffee, I give this a couple pumps, and it blows the residual out. So it's perfect for single dosing. So what I do, I turn the Rocky on, and I'm going to make sure that I distribute the coffee as it comes out all around the bottom of the basket, so there's not a lot of clumping. So as it's coming out, I just go in this circular motion. And that's why it's really important to have the dosing funnel. So if I just put this on the scale right now, it's going to be less than 15. So apparently inside of here I have about 2 grams of coffee. So then I just use the bellows and I pop it a couple times. And so I'm just under. So grind just a little bit more. And 15.1. That's close enough. The Rocky does clump a little bit. So another hack that I have, I'm part of a La Pavoni group on Facebook, and for every 1,000 user milestone, we get a special thing that we can buy. And at 3,000 members, it was this distribution tool. So you could make this with a wine bottle cork and some guitar strings, but this thing, I love it because the Rocky grind is a little clumpy, but I just take this, groom what I've ground in there, just like that. And then with the tamping mat, I just drop it as straight down as possible. And then I pull off the dosing funnel, and we're done with that. And then I even out a little bit more. All right, and we're off and running. So I take my tamper, set it in the basket, and I just feel on the sides with my fingers for my tamping depth. And then I give it one little push on the top, and then that's it. So that's my puck prep. Nice and flat. So this is warmed up, ready to go. Dump out the water. Take off my portafilter. And as I'm putting this in here, I keep it as steady as possible because I don't want to disturb that coffee bed when I put it in there. But that is my puck prep ready to go. And the portafilter goes in, and you just turn it like that. I will weigh this for everyone just to see how close I get with my manual pull. Tear out that cup. And then I also, while that's tearing out, I have this shot mirror. So this is another hack that I put together from Harbor Freight. So I just got a couple of different things, a mirror that had a magnet on the end, and then this is for tie flying or intricate things like that. And I just put this together. So it's a nice shot mirror. There are some nice ones that you can put on the body of your espresso machine, but what I like about this one is I can move it around and it doesn't have to be attached. And then I can look at the bottom of my bottomless portafilter as I'm pulling. So it's pretty nice. Okay, so we are ready to go. Put my cup under there. And I'm not going to do a Fellini or a half Fellini or pre-infusion or any of those things. I've experimented with that. Usually I just want a nice shot of espresso. So I'm just going to go straight to it. So what I do is I lift up. And with my grind settings, it's about 6 seconds and I can see the extraction start happening. And then I just start pulling down. Eventually it should go to one stream, just like that. And there we are. Take that guy off and we'll pop it here. And 36.6, so pretty close. And then I'm a stirrer, so I like to take my little espresso spoon, give it a little stir. Don't waste any of that. And that is my La Pavoni shot with my 2015 Milano La Pavoni Professional. Delicious.